What I wanted to talk about today is kind of that we've gotten to this certain point in the quarantine. We've been in it for what, two and a half, moving on 3 weeks right now. And yesterday I was kind of walking around doing my thing in the afternoon and I was like, all right, quarantine, been here, done that. Yep, been here, done that. Just that feeling of like, okay, really, we're going to keep doing this. And of course, here in Los Angeles, we've received the orders that will be sheltering in place until minimum May 15th. So yeah, we're still going to be doing it for a little while longer. And as I was thinking about the fact of kind of where I am at in relationship to it and the fact that it's going to continue, it really reminded me of being in a yoga pose that you have to hold for a long time. And that's not necessarily a comfortable thing. And today we'll actually work on some long holds. There's a basic idea in yoga practice that when you're doing a lot of movement type activity, that's really good for kind of releasing and relaxing and limbering up the body. When we do a longer hold in yoga, that has more to do with the mind and kind of releasing the mental and the psychology. And it really calls stuff up. And that's how we release it. We call it up, we breathe it out. We call it up, breathe it out. We call it up, we breathe it out. And quarantine is doing a lot of that. At least it's doing a lot of it for me. It's calling the stuff up and then I have to release it, calling it up and release it. So we can actually use our yoga practice as a tool to help us with the larger kind of practice of quarantine, the holding of this quarantine pose that's going on in all of our life. And the last thing that I want to say about it, and this can really apply to how we practice our yoga today, there's a fundamental philosophy in the practice of yoga that you should always be striving for the perfect balance of effort and surrender. Now think about that like on an old-fashioned scale where there's two plates, yeah? You've got your effort and you've got surrender. You don't want to be only efforting and not relaxing, releasing, surrendering. And at the same time, other than Shavasana, it's not total surrender. There has to be some level of effort. And in every pose, that balance is different. It's always shifting. So what I want you to be looking for today as you're practicing is the balance between how much you're doing, how much you're letting go, how much you're doing, how much you're letting go. And then let that principle of effort and surrender start to flow into how you're doing the larger pose of quarantine. Okay, because it's a really special time. It's a limbo zone. It's outside of our normal experience. And it is a practice being in this space of quarantine. I'm so happy that you're here. We've had many people sign in while I was chit-chatting away. So now we are going to start our physical practice and let's begin. Bring your hands together at your heart.